Today then on the MUFC MPB channel, we're going to be discussing things all Manchester United versus Liverpool in the fantastic 2-2 draw yesterday. The brand new manager potentially looking to come into Manchester United as linked by the new ownership. And also Erik Ten Hag's current thoughts and thinkings on how things are going at Manchester United as well. So let's get into the wonderful Monday news. Right, so the first story today is all about Roberto De Zerbi, and quite a big one as well, and something which I'm very, very interested in. Roberto De Zerbi is emerging as an increasingly strong candidate to become Manchester United's manager this summer if they sack Erik Ten Hag. That is by @SBates_people, obviously on the MFC MPB Twitter channel. Make sure you're following over there and obviously subscribing to the channel as well. What are your thoughts on Roberto De Zerbi? For me, I think it's a decent appointment. I don't think it's the greatest, however, but looking out there, who can we go and get? I was having a discussion the other day. I've got mates that are Liverpool fans, Chelsea fans, everything other than City fans, because obviously. And we're talking about managers that can go and get, because we're all sort of in a similar boat. Liverpool, obviously, with Klopp leaving, they're thinking Ruben Amorim. I think he looks like a fantastic manager, but I don't know too much about him, and it's a big step from Sporting to Liverpool, as it is from Ten Hag's position, Ajax to Manchester United. It's quite a similar transition, I'd say, and obviously look how it's gone. Things aren't quite as easy as they seem. You then look at someone like Roberto De Zerbi, obviously doing okay this season at Brighton, but has shown what he can do on a budget. And with our brand new structure coming in place, I think it could be a very sensible signing. He looks like he can develop players really well. He gets a very good team atmosphere going. He plays some very attractive football, which I think is something that is needed at United. At the moment, we're just conceding 40 shots a game and counter-attacking and hoping. That is what's happening at the moment. I'm hoping a new manager comes in and makes it more exciting. And there is no question Roberto De Zerbi's pressing, his style of football, his building up from the back, some of the goals they score is fantastic. And he's doing that with Danny Welbeck, who was our backup striker 10 to 15 years ago. What could he do with Rasmus Højlund, with Marcus Rashford, the midfield of Mayu and, possibly Casemiro, possibly a João Neves? I mean, you look at the players they've got in there, the quality of our team compared to what he's got. If he can instill his positive attacking, pressing, building out mentality with us, absolutely fantastic. There is, of course, some question marks this season. Has it been fantastic? It is a massive step from Brighton to Manchester United, and he hasn't exactly managed any big clubs previously either. Coming from mid-table teams in Italy to Brighton was a big step. That next big step as well to Manchester United is the biggest you can make. It's the biggest job in football. It's the most scrutiny in football. Could he deal with it? I'm not sure. Someone that certainly could deal with it, Zinedine Zidane. I just don't know why he hasn't been picked up by anyone else, which scares me a lot. Is he just not that interested? He's almost completed it. A bit like his footballing career. He retired headbutting someone in a World Cup final. As he sort of thought, I won back-to-back Champions League with Real Madrid. I'll sort of end it here. I don't really know, but it's very exciting. He obviously has that aura. He has that personality about him. Play-wise, it was brilliant at Real Madrid. Obviously, they won everything there is to win. They played some beautiful football as well. The only thing for me with that Zidane sort of question is he was Ronaldo, Bale, Benzema. With us, it's a very much different front three. Garnacho, Rashford and Højlund. It's young, it's exciting, but it's not exactly world beaters like what Zidane had at Real Madrid. And I think in that scenario, De Zerbi suits it more again. And then from there, the list is Gareth Southgate, an absolute no-no. Graham Potter, an absolute no-no. To bring back Solskjaer, do you go for Kieran McKenna? It's too big of a step, in my opinion, from Switch to United. Carrick from Middlesbrough, absolutely no. Rooney, no. I don't really know who you go on and get from there. I mean, there's talks of Thiago Motta from Bologna. I don't know a lot about him. It's a bit of like if we get De Zerbi, does Motta go to Brighton? And then maybe you go for Motta after that. Hopefully De Zerbi stays and is fantastic. But that's the sort of move I see Motta making next. Maybe a move to a mid-table Premier League side looking to push for Europe. I don't think it's a move to come to Manchester United. I think it's a step too far. But that is the news today, is that Roberto De Zerbi is emerging as an increasingly strong candidate to become the Manchester United manager this summer if we sack Erik Ten Hag. And Erik Ten Hag has obviously had something to say over the last 24 hours as well, given that 2-2 draw against Liverpool where, I mean, you could say we deserve to win because the penalty is absolutely not a penalty. That is without any bias. That is without anything. There is no way that's a penalty. There is no contact on the player until he falls down onto Wan-Bissaka and he's given us a penalty, which is shocking. But Ten Hag seems to be getting very unlucky recently with them decisions, and he feels that Sir Jim Ratcliffe and Ineos have been concentrating on their efforts on building a new executive structure rather than looking at the problems that continue to plague Manchester United on the pitch. Now, for me, The problems on the pitch are coming because the tactical style, we're getting 30 shots against us. I don't know what you expect Jim Ratcliffe and Ineos to do in the middle of March, now going into the start of April, to fix what's going on the pitch. It doesn't really make sense in my opinion. You can't really get anyone in to help you, Eric, mate. It's you, as the main face, as the manager, with the players you've got to the end of the season. I don't know how much that would help out, having someone in above. To talk about transfers, of course, but you need to get them people in. Jason Wilcox looks to be a fantastic appointment if we do get him in. Someone, the geezer from Newcastle, Dan Ashworth, fantastic. Setting that in, for me, is the biggest problem with Manchester United. That bit above the manager is written off. It's absolutely shocking. So getting that fixed before fixing the pitch makes the most sense, in my opinion. Trying to fix what's on the pitch first doesn't work because it's not worked for the last 15 years. So let's sort out the above boards and then we can sort out on the pitch. And I think Ten Hag, because he's under pressure that he is under, probably just is trying to say a throwaway comment. That is from Mullock in the Mirror as well. So a bit of an interesting piece there from Ten Hag. I'm not too worried about it, to be honest. But there is something we talk about. From yesterday's game against Liverpool, there was a young man playing a centre-back of 19 years of age from Willie Kambawala. Wow. That is, gather the breath. He was simply fantastic yesterday, an absolute rock, and his stats were ridiculous. 100% ground duels won, 100% tackles won, 29 passes completed, 3 clearances and 2 interceptions. Willie Kambawala deserves to be playing every single game until the end of the season. There's not really any loss. We're not going to get in Champions League football. What are we now? 10 points off Villa, 11 off Villa, 10 off Spurs, I believe we are now. It was an absolute monster performance for him yesterday, and he certainly deserves to be playing there. If we've played with injuries, with Leacher, obviously out for another month, Lindelof's out for another month, Maguire was an absolute rock yesterday next to him. Just keep the partnership going. Maguire is obviously a very good mentoring centre-back, and Varane as well, just as a sort of like personal coach. He's injured, but there's not really many players to learn off better than Rafa Varane. And Kambawala yesterday showed what a fantastic young prospect he is, and has to be playing from now on to the end of the season. We have got a little video here as well that we have obviously shared over here on MUFCP about what he said about Man United. No other club, no, even England. I wasn't thinking about England. I was thinking about Manchester United. Why? I don't really know, but since I can remember, it was just Man United. I couldn't even watch football, but just Man United. Man United all the time. So that was my dream. The only one I had was playing for Manchester United. Willie Kambawala, he loves United. It's obviously clear from that as well. And he's got a lot of passion. And we showed that yesterday. He showed it whenever he's played for us as well. And he just seems to be an absolute superstar in the making. Very young, very raw, a fantastic performance. But can he keep the consistency? I certainly hope so. Because if he plays like he did yesterday, he'll be brilliant for us for years to come. As will Kobe Mainu. I mean, we're all bored of talking about him at this point, aren't we? He's just the joke. We're not bored, let's be honest. He's just the joke. He's fantastic. It's an unbelievable feeling scoring at Old Trafford, but at the end of the day, we don't walk away with 3 points. So we can't walk away too happy, and that's that mentality. And Kambawala has that as well. But Mainu's mentality, that composure, that ability is there. I mean, look at little Garnacho's face. He can't believe it, look. He's like, hang on a second. You pulled that against Liverpool at Old Trafford. I mean, unbelievable. Fantastic finish. And even the celebration, he pearls one into the top corner against Liverpool in like, what, the 65th minute it was, I think? He pearls one into the top corner. He just sort of jogs away like, that's what I do with it. I'm Kobe Mainu. I'm that guy. He is him. And I'm very excited for the future with Mainu, with Garnacho, and hopefully now with Willie Kambawala as well, because he looks like he'll come into this team for the end of the season and be absolutely fantastic. And I'm very excited. And obviously, Jurgen Klopp wasn't too excited. He was a little bit angry at today's game. Jurgen Klopp, Manchester United versus Arsenal. They play like they did today. Arsenal win that game. Sorry. Look, Jurgen, mate, you're rubbish. Go enjoy your retirement, because you ain't going to be able to doing it. You ain't going to win a trophy this season. And I think we have had a massive part to play in that as well. An absolutely massive part to play. It was a big point yesterday. It deserved to be all three yesterday as well. Without the penalty, you know, we may have got peppered at certain points in the game. We may have got a little bit lucky with them missing absolute chances. That's not our issue. Klopp, mate, you bottled it yesterday. You deserve to go and not win the league. You deserve to finish off trophyless. And I hope you lose the Europa League as well, pal, because you know what? You're overhyped. I can't sit here and say it enough. Klopp's done. He ain't gonna win a trophy to finish off this season. He salty after yesterday. I cannot wait to see him no longer in the Premier League and not push down our faces with this narrative of being fantastic every single day. Even salty after drawing yesterday. And the final thing to touch on today is that Eintracht Frankfurt, are not expected to trigger the £12 million buy option to sign Donny van de Beek this summer. He'll return to Manchester United after loan, and that is from C. Moffazelli. It's just sad, isn't it, at this point? The Van de Beek story is just absolutely heartbreaking. He just can't find somewhere where he can gel in and be that guy in centre mid. He can't get back to what he was at Ajax, whether it's injuries, whether it's consistency. He just can't get back to what it was, which is, soul destroying for him. He's been, he's already sat there and complained. He's even had his old manager come in and try and get it for him, but it's not working. I think I can't even believe it's not worked at Frankfurt in Germany, to be honest. I don't know where he goes from here. I don't know if we send him back to Ajax. I mean, they could do with someone after yesterday losing 7-0, but Manchester United isn't going to be the place, and neither is Frankfurt. So just a quick recap of things then. We are looking at a potential brand new manager for next season. I think we all know that. Do you think we should stick with Ten Hag? Let me know down in the comments down below. But the story today from @Bates_people was that Roberto De Zerbi is emerging as an increasingly strong candidate to become Manchester United's manager this summer if they sack Erik Ten Hag. Personally, I think it's one of the most appointments that makes sense if we're not going to be keeping Ten Hag. Southgate makes no sense, but Potter makes no sense. Zidane makes sense, but I don't know if he comes in. I don't know if he's interested. I don't know if he wants to manage again. We're not hearing much about him. Amorim, I think, go to Liverpool. I would love him. He looks great, but I think he goes to Liverpool. So I think De Zerbi is the next step. Someone like Xavi, I think, is now going to stay at Barcelona as well. And Tommy Tickles, Mr. Thomas Tuchel, I think maybe he's just not him. I think he's very good, but he seems to be having all these little stories that come out about him and all these little sort of blunders and fails. Maybe Tommy Tuchel we have to move on from. So De Zerbi makes the most sense, but is it someone we're going to be going for? Let me know in the comments down below if it's someone you're going to be going for. Erik Ten Hag feels that Jim Ratcliffe and Ineos have been concentrating their efforts on building a new executive structure rather than looking at the problems that continue to plague Manchester United on the pitch. For me, this makes absolutely no sense. We need to fix what's above the manager. We need to fix the club in general and get an actual plan for the future rather than just going through managers and having, absolute plonkers in charge and having absolutely no idea what's going on. So for me, it makes the most sense to concentrate on that. I don't know why Erik Ten Hag's even talking about it, to be honest. Concentrate on getting 3 points and concentrate on stopping 36 shots a game coming against us. We might get somewhere, Eric. I'm sure you're aware of that, but it'll be great if you could just concentrate on that bit and then let us sort out the above. And next season, if you're lucky enough to still be here, they'll sort you out on the pitch as well. Obviously, Willy Kambawala needs to be starting every single game until the end of the season. I think we all think that. After yesterday's performance, he was an absolute monster against Liverpool and should be playing from now until the end of the season. If it's next to Maguire, if Martinez come back, if it's with Varane, they can have a great partnership. Whatever it is, Willy Kambawala needs their minutes and needs that chance to show what he's got. Maybe he saves us 40-50 million pounds on a centre back in the summer. We shall see. He was simply fantastic. His stats yesterday were absolutely ridiculous as well. Mayu talking about that goal against Liverpool yesterday. It's an unbelievable feeling scoring at Old Trafford, which is his first Old Trafford goal, which is scary. But at the end of the day, we don't walk away with the 3 points, so we can't walk away too happy. That's that mentality. That's that Manchester United sort of wonder kid mentality that he does have, and just that composure, that calmness that lives way beyond his years as an 18-year-old, reminding me a bit of Jude Bellingham with how he is level-headed. He's so good, and I'm so excited. Very exciting for Mayu. Jurgen Klopp talked about the game yesterday. If they play like they did today, Arsenal will win that game. Talking about us against Arsenal coming up in a few weeks. He believes we'll get absolutely battered by Arsenal if we play like we did today. Well, guess what, Jurgen? You didn't batter us and you think you're the greatest of all time. So see you later, mate. Go and enjoy your retirement. And finally, touching on Donny van de Beek, not expected to trigger the 12 million option. That is Eintracht Frankfurt. After not impressing this season too much, he'll return to Manchester United after the loan deal, which is a shame, but we move. Thank you for watching the video. Let me know down in the comments down below who you think our manager is going to be next season. Do you think they stick with Ten Hag? Do you think they twist? Go for a De Zerbi, a Zidane, a Xavi, a Tuchel? If I've said not the person you think, let me know in the comments down below who you think the manager will be next season. I think we're going to change. I'm going to put my neck on the line, and I'm sort of agreeing. De Zerbi makes the most sense for me if we can't get Zidane. Zidane's my number one, if not De Zerbi, and I think it makes the most sense. Roberto De Zerbi to be Manchester United manager next summer. Let me know in the comments down below. Do you think Willy Kambawala should be starting every single game as well till the end of the season? Thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to my channel. That will be linked down below as well. Obviously, follow us on Twitter, MUFCMPB. Thank you for watching, and I'll speak to you next time.